Christmas is supposed to be the warmest day of the year, a day of lights, laughter, shared meals, and familiar faces. But for millions of people, it's the loneliest night they'll ever sit through. And the strange thing is, they rarely talk about it, because loneliness on Christmas carries a different kind of weight. It's not just being alone, it's being alone while the world is celebrating together. You look around and everything reminds you of what you're supposed to feel. The glowing windows, the couples holding hands, the families taking pictures, the endless stream of holiday ads filled with perfect smiles. It's a painful contrast, your quiet room against everyone else's joyful noise. Some moved away for work, some lost someone they can't replace, yet they still wake up. They still breathe through the silence. They still try to make the day feel like something, anything, other than a reminder of what they've lost. People often assume that anyone spending Christmas alone must be sad, broken, or abandoned. But reality is rarely that simple. Most people don't end up alone because they chose loneliness. They end up alone because life pushed them into corners no one else ever saw. Some people live far away from home, chasing careers, surviving rent, trying to build a life that's barely holding together. Traveling back for Christmas becomes too expensive, too long, or too painful. Some grew up in families where Christmas was never warm, where arguments, silence, or alcohol replaced joy. Some were never included in anyone's plans, not out of cruelty, but out of oversight. And then there are those who choose to be alone, not because they dislike people, but because the pressure of pretending everything is merry and bright feels heavier than the quiet of their living room. The truth is, every person spending Christmas alone has a story, a reason, a past they carry, and a silence they've grown used to. It's never as simple as it looks from the outside. Christmas hits harder when you're alone, not because the day itself is painful, but because it reminds you of a version of yourself you can never return to. When you were young, Christmas wasn't a date, it was a feeling, a kind of magic that lived in small things. The smell of food from the kitchen, the sound of wrapping paper, the soft warmth of people you loved in the same room. Back then, you didn't think about loneliness. You didn't think about money, distances, broken relationships, empty rooms, or people you've lost. Joy was effortless. Connection was automatic. Love felt guaranteed. But when you grow up, something shifts quietly. Life scatters people in different directions. Families change, homes fade, people age, and the holiday that once felt like magic turns into a mirror, reflecting everything that isn't the same anymore. For adults who spend Christmas alone, the pain isn't just in the present, it's in the contrast. Loneliness on a normal day is heavy, but loneliness on a holiday hits the brain differently. Psychologists call it social contrast pain. It's when your mind compares your life to what it thinks everyone else is experiencing. And Christmas is the perfect trigger for it. During the holidays, your brain becomes hyper-aware of connection, of families gathering, friends reuniting, traditions being shared. Even if you don't want to, you start measuring your emptiness against other people's fullness. And the strange thing is, most of what you're comparing yourself to isn't even real. It's curated, filtered, advertised, imagined. To your brain, every glowing window, every Instagram post, every holiday commercial feels like a reminder that you're missing something fundamental. Then comes the guilt, the voice that says, "Why can't I just enjoy the day like everyone else?" But you're not the only one. Millions of people feel this same emotional pressure. One of the hardest parts about spending Christmas alone isn't the silence, it's the pressure to pretend you're okay with it. Because Christmas isn't just a holiday, it's a performance, a social expectation, a script the world expects you to follow. People ask questions like, "So what are your plans?" in a tone that assumes you have some. They don't mean to make you feel small, but their surprise when you say nothing much hurts more than the silence itself. That if you're alone on Christmas, people will assume you failed somewhere, socially, emotionally, or in life. Social media makes it worse. Every post is a highlight reel. Matching pajamas, family dinners, perfect trees, laughing reunions. You scroll through them, not because you enjoy them, but because part of you is searching for someone else who might feel like you do. But no one shares the quiet days, the empty rooms, the ordinary loneliness that doesn't photograph well. For people who spend Christmas alone, the hardest parts aren't the decorations, the music, or the quiet house. It's the battles no one ever sees. There's the moment you wake up and feel the weight of the day before you've even stood up. The moment you walk past the mirror and see yourself, not festive, not excited, just existing. And you wonder if anyone even notices your absence. There's the ache of remembering people who used to be here. The ones you loved, the ones you lost, and the version of yourself who once believed Christmas would always be full. There's the loneliness that doesn't scream. It just sits beside you quietly, following you from room to room, reminding you of what's missing. And then there's the bravery, the small kind no one celebrates. The courage of getting through a day that reminds you of everything you wish you still had. The strength of surviving a holiday designed for togetherness while carrying your world alone. Spending Christmas alone doesn't make you broken. It doesn't make you unwanted. And it doesn't mean your life is missing something everyone else has. Sometimes, being alone is simply the season you're in. A quiet chapter. A pause between heavier years. A moment where life asks you to sit with yourself instead of performing for the world. And there's something quietly powerful about that. When you're not trying to please anyone. When you're not pretending to be festive. When you're not surrounded by noise. You start to understand your own heart in a deeper way. You learn what kind of silence heals you. You learn which memories still hurt. You learn to create warmth in small ways. A cup of something hot, a favorite movie, a quiet walk, a call to someone who truly gets you, or just the simple act of letting yourself breathe without feeling like you're failing at a holiday. And maybe that's the hidden truth. Christmas isn't about how many people are around you. It's about whether you can sit with yourself and still feel like your life matters.